Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us here at Aretha's Jazz Cafe. My name is Madison Dawkins.
My name is Evie Lopo. We are both program coordinators for the Square One project. Thank you all so much for being here with us. We also would love to thank Aretha's Jazz Cafe for hosting us. It's beautiful, right? There's a round of applause. That's great. So Madison and I are here to welcome you to our opening ceremony for the Square One Project's Roundtable on the Future of Justice Policy in Detroit. We would love to thank Wayne State and the Detroit Justice Center for all of their help in putting together this amazing event. Yeah, great. Let's have another round of applause. That's awesome. Yeah, so I guess we will just get started with the programming. I'm just going to give a little brief overview. In addition, I also want to mention that this event is live streamed, and so please follow us on Twitter, retweet all of our tweets, retweet the link for the live stream, make sure to hashtag Square One Roundtable and hashtag Reimagine Justice. So tonight, our opening reception is called the Young Adult Vision Setting. And so tonight, we are celebrating and uplifting the voices of young people. Their leadership is crucial in guiding this movement of transformative justice in Detroit and throughout the country. We will hear from Teen Hype, local poets from InsideOut Literary Arts Citywide Poets Program, and finally, we'll close with a performance from the hip-hop duo Ain't Afraid, featuring the twins, aka Strength and Wisdom. Okay, I am now going to turn it over to my partner Madison to introduce the first act.
Hello, everyone. We'll be starting with the fabulous Teen Hype, which stands for Helping Youth by Providing Education. Since 2004, Teen Hype has reached over 35,000 Detroit youth, and they help them to assure that they're reaching their full potential. So in order to do this, they have different health education programming, which helps them to look into forward thinking, communication, and avoiding risky behavior. So let's give it up for Teen Hype.
Hello, everyone. My name is Priya Patterson-Lee, and I'm a senior at University Prep Science and Math High School, and I also sit as the vice president and a board member of Teen Hype.
Okay, I'm not as impressive, but I'm Carl Cassius Merriweather. I'm a freelance poet and a freshman at Oakland University. So, thank you.
In our unwavering commitment to create meaningful dialogue between adults and teens in the great city of Detroit, Teen Hype leadership and peer educators commission an annual youth summit. Teen Hype's youth summit are impactful because they challenge community leaders to lead by actively listening and youth to speak their truth about social issues affecting the youth of Detroit. Teen Hype works strategically to ensure each summit is not just a venting session, but an experience that provokes youth and adults to action. This teen manifesto for creating a safe Detroit is a testament to the corporate voice brought forth by 100 youth, ages 12 to 18 years old, from every corner of Detroit, and witnessed by 15 prominent change-making leaders in Detroit on August 9, 2018 at Teen Hype's 2018 Youth Summit.
Teens believe. Oh, that's kind of loud.
Yeah,
Hold on real quick. I apologize deeply. Better. Teens believe that all teens and families should feel safe in Detroit by having a united community that's free of the following: social, physical, and emotional violence, bullying, blights, drug misuse, of course. There's also racial discrimination and social and economical inequalities.
Teens deem those who are less protected in the city of Detroit are those who are children, youth, elderly, have lower incomes, residents of color, and are not in neighborhoods close to downtown. Teens identify this lack of protection as the proliferation of blight, gangs, drug use, poor performing schools, unreliable transportation, need for access to health services, and fear many of them live in every day.
Teens have confidence in that by creating safe outlets with teens in mind, you'll not only increase the safety of people in Detroit, but the perception of safety for all those who live in, love, and or frequent Detroit. So they've proposed the following.
Improving recreation centers and parks by adding teen-friendly attractions and services.
Providing jobs year-round for teenagers so they can learn and be mentored.
Ensuring that they have access to quality and equal education systems.
Supporting and expanding the access to high-quality teen-focused programs.
Mandating services that promote parent involvement and education.
Promoting the respect for those who have been dedicated to Detroit for a long time.
Increasing access points for mental health support for teens and their caregivers with geographic, timely, and teen-friendly considerations.
Giving effective alternatives to incarceration, such as teaching and developing restorative practices.
Training for residents on personal safety.
Mandating ongoing talkbacks with teens for the police so they can increase competence when dealing with teens and people of color in the city.
Hosting more community talks like Teen Hype's Youth Summit, where teens feel safe to be honest with police and community leaders about what is going on in their lives and neighborhoods. Teens acknowledge their responsibility to assist in creating a safe Detroit by holding their peers, families, and community leaders accountable to promote and sustain Detroit as the nation's top urban city for teens to live and thrive. Teens, moreover, commit to their own education, social consciousness, civil responsibility, and active seekers of opportunity and advancement.
And finally, teens have faith that Detroit's professional, political, and faith-based leaders, also our adult citizens, will support their voice making by involving the youth and including us in all policymaking, economic, and life-changing conversations. Teens also know that everyone needs to be involved in creating a safe Detroit by giving 100% effort and commitment to actively addressing the challenges identified by us teens in Detroit. They are ready to help make a safer Detroit.
Create and make a safe Detroit. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you again to Teen Hype. I just want to emphasize that they've reached over 35,000 teens and youth in just 15 short years. So incredible work, and we're so glad to learn more about it. So now I'm going to pass it over to the lovely Evie to introduce our next guest.
Thank you, Madison. So our next act is named InsideOut Citywide Poets Program. Yeah. We have 3 different poets coming to the stage, and InsideOut's Citywide Poets Program is a weekly writing workshop open to all teen writers, including open mics, rap battles, and more. And you can learn more about them at InsideOutDetroit.org. Eldric Laron, our first poet, is a Detroit-based poet and rapper with the group Critical Theory. Eldric has been a part of 3 Detroit Youth Poetry Slam teams and has traveled widely with his art. I'm going to introduce everyone first, just for clarification's sake. Jae'lah Glenn is a Black woman poet writing to heal herself and uplift her community. She is also a member of the 2019 Detroit Youth Poetry Slam team. Aaron Mahone, our final poet, is a rapper and poet from the Detroit area, a member of the 2019 Detroit Youth Poetry Slam team and the musical group Critical Theory. And following all of their performances, they will all be asked the question and be answering what is their vision for safety and justice in their communities in Detroit. Thank you. Y'all are welcome to come to the stage now.
How is everybody doing? You know, I can't get no detailed response, but just like any noise, it's perfect for me. I'm doing well myself. Once again, my name is Eldric Laron. I'm a Detroit-based musician, international ranked slam poet, as well as a facilitator. I do a lot of things in the community because I love this city, and I love art. Shout out to InsideOut, shout out to Justin and Brittany over there. The first poem I'll be spitting to you guys today is entitled Bag, which pretty much is a quick scope over like the word bag and how it's been used in like multiple ways throughout like African American dialect, or which most people know it as slang. And yeah, here's this poem Bag. There are more definitions to the word bag than there are attempts to find the definition that is correct. 1. Before my 30-year-old mother packed up a whole household in her eye bags, we strolled from the west to the east. Something like a Detroit's climate change. I mean, you know, you see the sun, then quickly feel the breeze as cold as an underground passage. Me, a runaway DPS child off to the NHS swamp. The first thing that I learned is that code switching will catch the tongue before it grabs your attention. 5th grade me packed up a bag full of shit to say right before stepping out the front door of my own hood. My poor broken English, I had to break it some more. 2. There are scientists who released their studies on the term, how obtaining such an item could possibly put together a broken anything. And here's one, and I quote, All-Star JR said, "Get a bag or go home, old broke ass nigga 3. There are certain loved ones that I haven't seen longer than an unexpected hello. I mean, the speed it takes to chase one's bag is remarkable. Familiar faces start to look like faded prints on busy coins, running head first, cause life is on your tail, but you best not trip or spend a penny on a trip to see family. Shit, that'll just be a waste of time. Like a 9-to-5 check spilled into a designer belt. After a long day of chasing one's bag, some people step foot in it and never get out and call it focused 4. Sometimes the bag is chasing you. A good game of tag makes me want to be toe tagged on most days. Simply dead weight to the backs of those who dare to stay. My bag, just a pair of dye. So I learned to wear both my pair on each corners of my mouth. A heavy frown. 5. You see, my uncle and I sell bags for a living. His often looks like well-packed green plants greener than the profit that comes from it. Mine's looks like junk mail stuffed in the neighborhood's mailbox. His is always weighed perfect to the scale. Mine's just falls out the mouth when the package gets too heavy. His packs a stench so loud you can hear it. Leaves his customers satisfied. Mine's packs a punch so strong that you can feel it. Leaves my customers worried, but clapping. Me, hungry, empty. 6. Thank you. So like you. Usually like when I'm doing poems is like in slam culture, and like in slam culture we do a lot of snaps and a lot of feedback. So if you are hearing anything that is interesting or that you like, just let me know by snaps, by stumps, by by oohs, by ahs, just let me know. The energy that y'all give me, I'm able to give it back. So once again, I appreciate y'all for being here. I have a second piece. I have a second piece about my grandmother, entitled Davidson and Waverly Street, in 2 parts. Davidson and Waverly Street, in 2 parts. Yes, my grandma pulled Waverly and the Davidson like yarn and hand knitted the threads of the curb, the scum, the labor, together in a hand of prayer. All the 4 houses on that block palm to palm now, like the doorknob of your own home to hand. There is God in that house, a blanket of blessed smeared on each wall. So I hug my grandma. It feels like home. Installated skin, even with arthritis. The creak in her bones, just steel nights on Waverly and Davison. She was my home when me and my mama were sharing the same mattress. She was my home when my toys lived under her roof. She was my home before cancer came to strip her dry of any faith in her bones. Rearranged all the rooms in the house, cradled her to Henry Ford, quick. So I didn't know what to do with my hands, but put them together. Yes, grandma bones don't joint the same no more. Watched my grandma's skin cry, but never seen her drop a tear at all. Haven't seen grandma drop anything but her schedule to fit someone in her home, even God. But when home becomes a memory you're not sure you'll return to, it ain't much God to pass around. It ain't much God at all. It ain't much God to praise when your body is threading genetics, meds, and sorrow together, strain by strain, to hang itself a body bag in the crevices of the mind, waiting to be good use. Waiting to be good use, waiting to wilt into family's tradition, kiss the soil and marry the grave too. When the cancer kept the blinds closed, darkness slept under the roof like it was paying rent. Not enough scratch-offs to pave the wounds away. Not enough Jesus to praise the pain away. Not enough apples to keep the doctors off her back or keep the doctor off speed dial. Thank you. Thank you. Next poet is Jae'lah Glenn. Amazing, amazing. Come up to the stage. Make some noise, make some noise.
Hi. Can you guys hear me? Yes. Okay. How you doing? Yes. Oh, that's great. Thank you. I just put them on. So I will be reading 2 poems for you guys, and I hope you enjoy. This one is called In Reference of Fort Color Girls, from the book, not the movie. When he asks what's a black girl song, I say poem. I say dance. I say hands that bend and mouths that has been stitched closed by sadness. What's a black girl song? Is it rhythm, clothes and movement, tough skin and hard heads, hair that is so thick it's called ugly, body as bruised and blue as tears? I cry out, you hear me crying? Or aloud they say my mouth so big like black girl lips, my mouth so smart so he wanna hit me in it, call my silence, offer me torture, see me as lights and little lip, don't stand by my side but stand by something, and it don't look like me. But I keep humming this black girl song, this black girl song, this black girl with all of this song, all of this power in the palm of my hands. I carry it for the black women who didn't see themselves at the end of that rainbow, who didn't know what a song was, who was stuck singing the tune, the same tune for the rest of their lives. So when he asks what's a black girl song, I hold my hand to his ear. You hear that? Thank you. Thank you. So this is a newer piece I want to share with you guys. It's based on my childhood home. Thank you. Around this time, I thought mama was rich, 'cause we had just moved from Freeland to Rosedale Park, and them houses be the biggest I've ever been around. We carried out our burdens and insults into this house, Everyone forgot how to grow up in this house. All my memories suffocate. It found somewhere to stop breathing. I lost all I've ever wanted to know. Them lingering questions on why did everyone hate each other? On why can't nobody see that I am trying? Why can't nobody just listen? All these voices forgot who they belong to. They forgot how to be themselves. Niggas is always talking when I'm not trying to listen. And I lost all my memories in this house. I don't have the energy to find them because the lessons that were learned somehow lost their way towards applying to my life. I don't know if this is a praise poem or a forgiveness speech. I do know that we got a long history together. It's something you just can't forget. Nobody knows. The only thing I learned from this house was that dying things happen. And nobody knows when it's going to come. One day, you're on your porch talking to your father, then the next, you're writing their eulogy. Thank you. So the next wonderful poet coming up is a really close friend of mine. I want y'all to give it up for Aaron Mahone.
Hello. Shout out to y'all looking all nice and stuff, just enjoying this night. I love the energy here. It's really like, it's really cool. I'm really messing with the vibes here. But yeah. So addition to being a poet, I am also a rapper and a musician, musical artist type situation going on. So I think I want to start off this performance with like a little rap for y'all, and then after that we can get into some poetry. But do that sound cool? That sound good? I bet. This how it was before that lesson plan taught us. Numbers didn't matter, long as we could count them. Past the paper, we could roll it, reminiscing in the moment. Hourglass shift, sand so grainy, shift the narrative. They painting, easel been loose. Out of the page, been working the stage, they like gray. Mirrors is choosy, all I could choose. The path I wanna follow, maybe days will come where I'll be feeling lower than the throttle. So go harder on the throttle. These days, it's late, it's late, it's late. We living life past tense, don't matter. It's late past 10, past tense. Don't matter, so make your worth. So what's the matter? It's late, past 10, past 10, past 10, past 10. We got some time. It's late. Can you sing it with me? Wait, hold on. I'm about to do that back, because it didn't go how it was working in my head, so okay. Wait. So when I say it's late, y'all say past 10. There we go. Okay. But it's late. It's late. It's late. And we got some time to, yeah. So yeah, that was cool. Y'all did good. I feel like I kind of messed up, like, the rhythm. But you know what? Whatever. Mistakes happen. So, yeah, I'm about to get into some poetry now. So this poem is entitled Mama. It's about my mom and me. So, yeah. My mother doesn't want me to grow up because it reminds her of death. It reminds her of my father. And her greatest fear is what happens to a boy after he breaks his shell and starts his path on the manhood. So she likes to hold on to the silhouette of picture frames, because she could fit me in them, hold me, and not let me go. Tell me not to grow up because we both know all the men of my family wash ashore after drunken nights, after wine baths in their own past, rugged and full of regrets. And my mother likes to bathe in the reality where I don't grow up too fast in, where I'm nothing like my father, where I'm not broken or shattered, where men are more than thinning incense, slowly fading away by their own breath, and see all the men of my life faded away. Some drunken, others forgotten under lead rain. And it's all so funny to me because she says all boys need a strong man to hoist them to the sun, teach them how to grab it and call it their own, make it their manhood, their safety. Because we both know the hardest thing about raising a man is letting him go, especially when he's a reflection of those embers that could have held him, those ashes that were washed away, especially because I'm trying to shatter a picture frame and there isn't much more comfort in me for my mother. I'm just as scared of the future as she is for me, and we both know it. It's the loudest hum in the room. It's the gas tank spilling over in its reserves. It's the lamp overheating under its shade, burning to filter its frail curtains so the whole world can crash inside my windows. But see, I can't call myself a man living underneath the picture frame. And see, my daddy died a man. That same man my mother doesn't want to see me be. So I try, and I hoist bodies to the sky. But all I have is my strength and my man-ish muscles. And if men are really supposed to withstand fire and hoist bodies to the sky, then shit, I can't be nowhere near as man as my mama. Thank you.
Well, that was really incredible. Let's give it up one more time. All right, Madison, you ready to introduce the last group?
Oh, I am. So up next, we have Ain't Afraid, a.k.a. the Twins, a.k.a. Strength and Wisdom. And Strength and Wisdom have empowered hundreds, thousands of youth in their communities through song, poetry, and other artistic outlets. They've worked with political leaders and adults within their community to collaborate with art-related issues and how they can utilize activism within that. And some of the causes they care about are gentrification, housing displacement, homelessness, at-risk youth, gun violence, healthcare, education, challenging Muslim narratives, and other humanitarian issues. So let's give it up for Ain't Afraid.
Criminal justice, equity, all that. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Let's start today. Peace and love, everybody. Peace and love. I'm Strength.
And I am Wisdom. And together we are Ain't Afraid. Now we do a lot of work within our community. We're a part of many youth groups, and a lot of times we make sure we come to our spaces and we show up and we understand that everything we say, we are carrying the voices of our young people. And because and as you can tell, there's not a lot of young people here. I'm glad we have young people represented. But for the people who aren't here, our youth who aren't here, let's clap it up for them.
Yup.
It is such an honor to be standing on the stage that the young poets and the peer educators had just walked off. Thank you all so much, seriously. One other thing about identity is a lot of times we walk into rooms and we're like the only black Muslim women, so it's just really, I like today, but it's just really empowering. Oh, my mom, never mind. But it's just really awesome to, be able to hold that voice for people that identify like us. All right, now before we ever get started, we like to set the tone in the room, and that's energy. So let me see how I'm about to divvy this up. Can y'all still hear me? Yeah. Okay. A middle section and a back section. Can I have the front section identify themselves? Okay. Can I have the middle section identify themselves? All right, y'all in there deep. Now let me get the back section. Okay, awesome. Now let me get the front section. Repeat after me. I am great. I am great. I love it. You said it like you meant it. Middle. Say, I am a leader. I am a leader. Beautiful. And can I get the back group to say, my voice matters. My voice matters. We gotta hear you though. You talk about your voice, we gotta hear you. Say it again. My voice matters. Go better. Awesome. So thank you. Give it up for yourselves, definitely. Pay attention to the groups you were in because we're gonna be using them later. To get us started, we're gonna be sharing a piece with you all that we wrote called Time to Be Free.
Hocus pocus, tricks are for kids. Stay woke, be focused, and handle your biz. Hocus pocus, tricks are for kids. Stay woke, be focused, and handle your biz. Hocus pocus. A message to the generation. It's hard to manage all this conversation. People wanna make an occupation from the drama. I cannot take all of the drama. Too many babies having trauma. It's time to be free. Don't let your prison be your conscience. You gotta think outside the nonsense. Keep a focus. I'm not joking. They got our brothers choking. They got our babies broken. Think outside the garbage and the trash that they feeding ya. In the tabloids, internet, and the media. They be poisoning our heads and deceiving us. Putting lethals in the meds that they treating us. Corporate man, corporate sir, big this and big that. Sally Mae and Uncle Sam, big hat and big dad. It's a system that they plan. We got to push back, cause we are making our minds free. Yeah, it's time to be free. Hey, look, no time to be asleep. Yes, 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 yeah. It's time to be free. Wake up, no time to be asleep. Stay woke, it's time to be free. Yes, 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 it's time to be free. Nobody's worried about Flint water, they all on Chris' daughters. Took the daddy out the home to make the mamas the fathers. The system targets the family to make the child an orphan or give them Section 8. With all these rules and assortments, call it a group home. Ran by 3 branches, Senate, Judicial, and the White Mansion. Political expansion, this my call to action to my people. Civic citizenship to fight off evil. Look, it's time to be free. Hey, look, no time to be asleep. Stay woke. Yes, 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 it's time to be free. I'm grown enough to peep your game. Tell them. Old enough to know when and how I'm being played. Bold enough to call you out and question on the timing. Have you admit your wrongs and get that print in writing. Exposing you to the people, but they already notice you. Try to stay in good light and standing since you pose a fool. Holding out federal aid, think they helping out, handing out. Even charity is business and it goes around. Different cities, different towns. Same programs, they shift around for data, clout, and numbers. Fiddle the numbers and the outcomes. And then outcomes our savior to say that they saved us. Yeah, right. It's time to be free. Look, no time to be asleep. Stay woke. Look, it's time to be free. Yes, 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 it's time to be free. No time to be sleep. If you wanna make change, then let's go, let's go. 1, 2, 3, hocus pocus, tricks of the kids. They won't be focused. It's time to be free.
Got it?
I can hear my brother crying, I can't breathe. Now I'm in the struggle singing, I can't leave. We're calling out the violence on these ruthless police. And we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. We ain't gonna stop till our people are free.
Ladies and gentlemen, that piece that we just did right there is not our original work. This is a song that the marchers of the protest against the tragedy of Eric Garner's passing sang while they marched. And so we sang that in honor of the marchers, the people who protested, Eric Garner's family, Eric Garner, and any victim of senseless killings. I cannot express that enough. So with that being said, I would like to invite you all to do a community activity with us. So y'all remember those groups we came up with earlier? You're going to help us out. Everyone can still hear me, yes? All right, I can get loud, my mother tells me. Now, so here's what we're going to do. The I am great group, hit me with this. Y'all need to have some rhythm, okay? Hit me with this. Have me do it like 2 times, okay? Yep. Great. Middle section, do you hear me? Good, okay, so this is your move. Da, da. Da, da. Da, da. Da, da. Da, da. Back section, you got me? Da, da, good, okay. Back section, this is for you. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Until we can breathe. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Until we can breathe. No justice, no peace. No justice,
no peace.
Until we can breathe. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Until we can breathe. No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace. We won't stop till we're free. Justice, no peace. We won't stop till we're free.
Thank you all so much. Now this last piece is a piece we created called Scattered Thoughts, and it represents our personal experiences as well as the experiences of young people who surround us. This carries voice, and it's impactful. Trigger warning, by the way. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000 scattered thoughts. Dad was never home, and that's his fault, but they treated us like we were locked up too. As if we were found guilty for just being alive, but that's just what it is. Isn't it? Scattered thoughts. The things I know. I know what jail sounds like, and I know that the canines there are why I'm so scared of dogs. I know that prisons are the only gated communities that I have ever seen. They even got security. Scattered thoughts. The things I know. Every month the food stamp card declined. It was never enough. Dad was never home, only he's locked up. But we were the ones in prison to buy the system, in the system. Scattered thoughts, the things I know. I know that it's hard to get into a homeless shelter unless you got kids. I know that fireworks and gunshots sound the same. I know that it's hard to get Section 8, and that once you get it, you can't let it go until you're fully established, because I know that it's hard to get back. Dad was never home, only he's locked up. But we were the ones in prison to buy the system, in the system. Scattered thoughts, the things I know. I know that they cut food stamps once the eldest child is 18. Or once you make a little more than you used to. I know that in order to keep government assistance, you have to keep up with the new paperwork they give out almost weekly, because Dad was never home. I know Walmart shoes last a good 2 weeks, but we wore them for months. I know that I teach my brothers not to walk with headphones in their ears, because they always have to be aware of their genetic weapon that threatens, called skin. I know what saving snacks from school tastes like. For dinner, Mama wasn't home. Mama was at work because Dad was never home, and that's his fault. But they treated us like we were the ones in prison, so is it his fault? Scattered thoughts, the things I know. Is it his fault that we had to make our beds out of our clothes? Is it his fault we felt like prisoners, living in a world where we live like born convicts? I know statistically, as a black youth, I'm 4 times more likely to be incarcerated than my white counterparts. They already treat us like criminals. No wonder our peers don't care to commit crimes. Facts, check. As a black youth, I live like I've already been incarcerated. Call us juveniles whose Uncle Sam's American dream for the colored kids is a prison cell. No White House or a white picket fence. But there's a white man in a barbed, wired fence. Scattered thoughts, the things I know. Our daddy's hands feel like glass. At least that's the only way that we ever felt him. Through a clear glass window. Scattered thoughts, the juveniles with clean records, but when they have records, adult prisons. I know that 58% of African American youth are sentenced to adult prisons. Scattered thoughts, I know that 1 in 3 black men are expected to go to prison within their lifetime. That means 1 in 3 of my brothers, uncles, sons, cousins anticipate going home. Scattered thoughts, the things I know. Dad was never home, and that's his fault. But they treated us like we were locked up too, as if we were prisoners. The juveniles with clean records, because Dad was never home. The things I know.
We want to give everyone a minute. That was extremely powerful. Thank you again to Wisdom and Strength.
Well, once again, thank you guys so much. That was so powerful, moving. Thank you to all our performers. That was really incredible and so inspiring. We want to thank you guys because you truly are the leaders of tomorrow. You shape the way, policy is going to be created, that our communities are going to be created, safety is going to be created. So we thank you so much for being so thoughtful about these ideas and really bringing to the forefront your emotions and your thoughts. It's so provoking and inspiring. So thank you so much, guys, really. This is kind of concluding our program. We want to thank you guys all for coming. Thank you to everyone on the live stream too. We really shout out to you guys. We know you're there. We're so grateful you all are here to support Square One Project and the Roundtable, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Madison has a few closing informational pieces that she's going to share with us.
So tomorrow we'll be meeting at 9 a.m. at the Wayne State Community Center, or Student Center, exactly where we were this afternoon. I'm doing my best up here. And then, thank you. And then tomorrow evening we have a very special program for all of you. We're going to be looking at the role of art in social justice and healing. We have an extremely talented panel, and it's going to be at the Charles Wright Museum for African American History at 6:30 tomorrow evening. So we can't wait to see you in the morning first, of course, and then later that evening. So thank you all, and good night.